I'm Rada Massandra, and I'm on the prosecution side. And I think that, he just totally killed a bunch of people for no reason at all. He only wanted to make himself look better. He wanted to give himself more power. And I mean, is that what we want to make? Is that what we think of as good? Do we value just the deaths of people for the greatness of one person? He couldn't care less about what the other people thought. He even he murdered anyone who tried to get in his way. He had his two best war generals executed, and just because he wanted to be king. And also, his father was assassinated at a time that was very crucial to Alexander getting power. And so we have to wonder, was that really a coincidence, or did Alexander have something to do with this? Well, I mean, the way this trial goes, we'll be able to decide as a society what we value, people who have a lot of power and who don't respect their people, or people who don't do that, because Alexander just turned on himself.
Hi, I'm Confucius, and I'm on Alexander's side on the defense.
So why is this trial important to you?
Even though I wasn't around when Alexander was around, I feel though his morals his goal was good. He wanted to reform the world, which I tried to do too, because I saw a lot of corruption in the government.
How big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
I feel like it's a big role because I have a lot of knowledge. I created Confucianism, which kind of reformed the government, which Alexander wanted to do. So that's what he did by destroying governments that are already created to rebuild new ones, even though it wasn't morally right. He had the right idea.
I am Cleopatra, and I am part of the defense side.
Why is this trial important to you?
Because I am related to Alexander the Great.
How big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
I see my role playing a big role. I am very persuasive and cunning. For example, I persuaded Julius Caesar to fall in love with me in one night.
I'm Shi Huangdi, and I'm on the defense.
How big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
My testimony would be very important because I'm very similar to Alexander.
Okay.
This is important to me because Alexander was such a similar person to me. And
my name is Darius III, and I am against Alexander.
So why is this trial important to you?
It's important to me because he waged war on me for no apparent reason, and I was not happy with that.
How big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
I think it could be a big role because I had personal contact with him and fought against him.
I'm George Washington, and I am on the prosecution.
Why is this trial important to you?
Because I feel that Alexander has done the world a great disservice in killing so many people in his conquest.
How big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
I see it playing a pretty big role because a lot of the things that happened in my lifetime are relatable to Alexander. Like, I helped free the colonies from British rule, but then when I realized that I was obtaining too much power, I stepped down. So, unlike Alexander, I knew where there was a limit to my power.
I'm Achilles, and I'm on the defense side for Alexander.
So why is this trial important to you?
This trial is important to me because Alexander the Great, he looked up to me. I was his hero, and he slept with the Iliad, which I was in, every night.
So how big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
A huge role. I was very important. You know, I am a very glorious and amazing man. And I killed a lot of people just like him, and they all deserved it.
I'm Napoleon, and I'm on defense.
Why is this trial important to you?
Because Alexander was pretty much my role model, and he influenced me to do many things and conquer many parts of the world.
How big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
pretty big role because, as I said, me and Alexander have a lot in common, and he influenced me to do a lot of things.
I'm Julius Caesar. I'm on the defense.
Why is this trial important to you?
Because Alexander was a role model to me.
Quintus Curtius Rufus, and I'm on prosecution.
Why is this trial important to you?
Because Alexander the Great was one of the most important historical figures, and he expanded the Greek Empire by almost double the territory it had in the first place, so played a big role.
How big of a role do you see your testimony playing in the case, and why?
I see my role playing a big part in the testimony because I have 10 different books written on Alexander the Great, which means I had a lot of access to information on him, so I know a lot about him.